de Versus, estamos con Drew, director de Sunset Overdrive, y pues nos va a platicar un poco acerca del juego. And Drew, Sunset Overdrive was one of the biggest announcements at the E3, the biggest surprises. How do you feel about it?
I think it was we're excited that so many people are excited about the game. We wanted to come out as sort of a surprise. Our opening trailer where we started with the dark game, I think all of us had forgotten that like people weren't going to know that it was a Sunset Overdrive trailer. So when we actually saw people's reaction and people were surprised when it switched over, it's like, oh yeah, that's why we were doing this. It actually was meant to be a surprise. And the press and the fans at E3 and here have just been overwhelming. It's been a great reaction.
What's the most important thing about Sunset Overdrive? The story, the multiplayer, the gameplay?
I think that the most fun or the most important thing is that Sunset Overdrive is really about having fun. I think that comes through in the story, in the world, the color of the world, the vibrancy, the way you move through the world. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously. We said early on to the development team, fun is more important than realism. If you have some great idea for something that you've been hanging on to for your whole life, but like it hasn't fit because of the other games you work on, this is the game it can fit in. So we had the entire development team and all of Insomniac Games just throwing out tons of crazy and awesome ideas.
Wow. Do you think you're gonna change the concept of third-person shooter?
I don't know. I can't predict that. I think that we're different. I think we have a different game. I think that our tone and attitude are different, and I think that right now the landscape of the games industry is pretty focused on realism and gray and gritty. And I think that a lot of us at Insomniac Games and I think a lot of people in the public would just like to see the breadth of games widen back up a little bit. Early on, when the first games came out, they were all about fun, and every single game was completely different. Space Invaders to Defender to Centipede to Pac-Man. Every game was completely different, and I'd like to see, and I think a lot of people would see, a return to that where people are experimenting more and taking more chances.
How ambitious is the game for Insomniac?
It was a very ambitious game for us. It was by far the biggest game we'd ever made, both in terms of the amount of content we were creating, the length of the game. This is our first open world game. It's the first game where we've done character customization. So many things that we had never done before. And so, yeah, actually, after we pitched it to Microsoft and they signed on, one of their guys came down and he was like, so, you ready? And I was like, yeah, there's no way we can actually make this game. You know that, right? And amazingly, we actually did make it. So yeah, super excited. But there were a lot of challenges, but it's also exciting because it was a lot of new stuff that Insomniac and a lot of us had never done before.
Does the play have a co-op mode or just the multiplayer?
For campaign, it's just single player. But then we've got phone booths all over the world. You just go up with and interact, and you'll drop right into our 8-player cooperative experience called Chaos Squad.
What means Sunset Overdrive for Insomniac?
Like I said, it's our biggest game to date. It's our first game on next-gen platform, and hopefully it'll be our most successful game. It's certainly a game that I think that after working on some more realistic games like Resistance and Fuse, which were great games that we love, I think that Sunset Overdrive really embodies the soul of what Insomniac Games is, with it bright and vibrant, and a game that's all about having fun.
How long is the campaign mode?
If you go straight through the campaign and blaze through, it might take you around 12 or 13 hours. If you do everything, if you're doing all the side quests, you're doing the challenges and trying to gold medal those, doing all the exploration, there's a lot of collectibles. That's how the collectibles allow you to buy character and weapon upgrades. It's a long time. It's easily probably 30, 35, 40 hours, and that's without even getting into the cooperative experience, which is accessible early on, but also when you get into the hardest parts of that, it's tough. You got to have your character fully upgraded. You got to know what you're doing. You got to be good at the game, and you got to be playing with 7 other people who know what they're doing as well. Because it's definitely the in-game content of Sunset Overdrive.
Are you planning for futures DLC?
Yeah, we have two DLC packs already planned, adding new spaces onto the campaign world, new enemies, new weapons, new missions, some new things to do in Chaos Squad. So basically everything that's great about the game, more of that. And then after that's done, we're just looking to see what the response to the first game is. And I think I and the rest of the team just want to take a vacation.
Great. What else can you say to the fans?
I think fans all the time are saying that they wish people would experiment more and be more innovative, and I think that it'd be great if people showed their support for that. As Sunset Overdrive, definitely trying to do something different, and I hope that a lot of people will give it a try. It's got a lot of color and vibrancy, and it's a game that just stands out, I think, from most of what else is out there.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Adiós amigos de Versus, seguimos acá en el EGS.